Welcome to the Life Makeovers podcast. My name is Cindy D. Whitmer, and I am the Midlife Makeover Coach, helping you turn your midlife into your best life, one step at a time. Through powerful conversations, my own midlife roller coaster story, and over 3 decades of helping people transform their lives through counseling and coaching, I am on a mission to help you create your own definition of success and happiness. Thank you for being here. Hey, everybody. It's great to have you here with me today on the Life Makeovers podcast. I want to talk to you about purpose and passion because a lot of you midlifers out there tell me that you get to this phase in your life and you go, who am I? What am I here for? What's the point? And it seems that many of you question really what your purpose is in life. And I could suggest several ways to really look at that, to uncover for yourself what your purpose or whatever might be. But I guess today I want to encourage you to consider the fact that showing up as your authentic self, being who you genuinely are, is a fulfillment of purpose in your life. Like you were made uniquely, unlike anyone else. And you are wired to be drawn to certain opportunities, certain activities, certain passions, perhaps. And you have a unique set of gifts and skill sets and personality traits. It's a perfect combination. So if you'll just love and appreciate that about yourself, the you that is you, and then go forth toward things, involve yourself with opportunities, activities, things that you feel really drawn to, like a magnet to, like, oh, I really want to do this. My absolute yeses, like I like to say, go toward the absolute yeses, the things you think, oh, absolutely, give me some of that. I want to be part of that. And ignore your enlightened no's, those things that really don't feel aligned with who you are, or you don't want to fill your space and time with that, really honoring those, then you are indeed fulfilling purpose. You're living a purpose-filled, meaningful life. And that can look like so many different paths. That can be expressed in so many different ways. I think sometimes we do ourselves a disservice when we see some people out there in midlife running, 7, 8-figure companies or Fortune 500 companies, or running nonprofits that are, feeding starving children all around the world. Or, if you're not the one taking care of your elderly parents, then you don't have purpose, or your kids are grown now, so you don't have purpose, or, whatever it is, we put all this weight on that hefty word of purpose and then depress ourselves, right? I know you're doing this. I know some of you are doing this. What if it could be true that just being you was more than enough? So if you want to go play a round of golf this afternoon, that's okay. Or if you want to start a new business next week serving whomever, that's fantastic. it doesn't matter. There are a million ways to live a successful, meaningful, satisfying, wonderful life. But when people are doing that, they are doing that by stepping into their own authenticity, being who they really are. That's the common denominator. That's the common denominator of happy, quote unquote, successful people. They're being themselves. Okay. They recognize the worth they have just as themselves. And they are not focusing on who they're not or who they're not like or what they don't have. They're focusing on the package of who they are and expressing it in an honest way. So I want you to look at life through these lenses of who am I authentically? What do I love? What am I drawn to? What am I attracted to? What means a lot to me? What do I value? Do I find satisfying? What brings me joy? What energizes me? And let yourself go down those roads. We, generally speaking, our generation was not raised with this kind of information. Right? We were not parented or educated around this in general, I would say. I think that's a safe bet to say that most of you listening here were not raised up thinking, oh, who's my authentic self? And what am I passionate about? And that's where how I ought to direct my life. And it wasn't like that, was it? It was kind of a mentality of this is what you do. You grow up and you do this and you do this and you do this. Here's the list. And this is the order in which these things should happen. And these are the following ways that you can be successful. So go do that. Right? And we didn't know any differently. But now we know differently. Now, with all this life experience and all the self-awareness, personal growth, development work out there, opportunity out there to really understand there's more to the story than how we were raised. Now we can approach life differently and approach a fulfilling life experience differently. So I want you to take that even a step further with me today and recognize that it is imperative that not only we get this now, that we are in this stage of our life, but that we pass that down to the younger generations. The youth now need to know this. They need to be supported in being themselves, being who they are, and directing their life toward what they're passionate about, what brings them joy, what feels purposeful and energizing to them, what feels like an authentic alignment with their skill sets, their gifts, their personality, their desires, all of that. So please, as you develop your own understanding of this better and better, pass this on to your children, to your grandchildren, to the children you interact with in their schools, in their churches, in your community, in your neighborhood, wherever you are. Maybe you're a doctor and you have patients who are children. I know you have contact with children and they need wise adults to support their path of authenticity and full expression of who they are, fulfilling their own purposes in their lives. Right now, as little people and up through their older childhood years, their teen years, and into their adulthood as well. This is life-changing information, and it's imperative that we share it. So I want you to also get ready and excited about the next podcast episode, which will drop on Wednesday, because I interview a woman named Terry Haggerty of Doorknob Consulting. And what she does and her team does is they coach youth on this very subject. And they teach parents and teachers how to support youth of all ages up through into adulthood, young adulthood, how to teach and coach and parent this idea with young people as they're growing up. So it's a fascinating conversation. We talk about parenting, we talk about grandparenting, we talk about how to nurture children, youth, and even our young adult children or loved ones to being their authentic selves and living a life full of purpose, and how that is to the greater benefit of all, and so forth. So check that out. Join me Wednesday for that one. It's a great conversation. And in the meantime, ask yourself, am I living my own purpose, being my authentic self? To what degree am I doing that? And how could I step into that even more? Because the other benefit of you doing so is not only a great life for yourself, but you will be modeling to younger generations how to do this and how important it is and how incredibly powerful it is. I mean, this is not to sound all cheesy or whatever, but this is how we change the world, people, is to be fully ourselves, who we genuinely are, and living out our full expression of the things that we value, the things that are important to us, the purposes we feel driven to express, and all of that. So that's my encouragement for you today. I can't say it enough. If you feel lost in that as a coach, I also do work with people on being able to identify, help them get in touch with who they really are and what they really want, and how they really can have a fulfilling, meaningful life, confidently leading their lives as they see fit. So right now, if you're interested in a deeper dive into all of this, go to cindydwhitmer.com and apply for some coaching. And we will get on the phone and we will talk about how I can help you move through this process. All right. That's what I have for you today. And I will talk to you again soon. Thank you so much for listening to the Life Makeovers podcast. If you'd like to connect with me on social media, find out more about my coaching programs, or download my free ebook, The Midlife Makeover Method, The Secret to Loving Yourself Fully and Living on Your Terms, then head over to my website at www.cindydwhitmer.com and have a wonderful day.